Klieg lights, DJ, party games, packed house.
Who's excited to be here?
Opening night at the latest hotspot on Lansdowne Street? Not exactly.
Our official name is the New England Research and Development Center, so if you shorten that, it becomes NERD.
Yes, welcome to NERD, the new Cambridge headquarters for Microsoft. The party celebrating the launch of the new Windows 7 operating system. But Microsoft NERD has opened its doors to the greater Kendall Square community on other occasions as well.
You know, when you were growing up, there was that one house in the neighborhood that everybody congregated, and, you know, maybe they had a swimming pool, maybe they had the best after-school snacks, but everybody seemed to be there. We want to be that house in our neighborhood here. We really want to be an integral part of the community.
Sarah Spalding is the senior director at NERD, which currently has about 300 engineers. By day, Microsoft's East Coast outpost is quite a bit calmer and less festive, although sessions of Rock Band are liable to break out with little warning.
Here come old flat top, he come grooving up slowly, he got...
The offices are LEED Gold certified, among the greenest in the area. The effort to integrate the Redmond, Washington software giant into its new New England home is evident in Microsoft's local ad campaign.
There's one that talks about software. There's Windows 0.2.1.4.2. There are a bunch of things that really have local references, and we really use them to highlight the fact that we're here in Cambridge. We're doing real research and development here.
Microsoft is just the latest big name to take up residence in Kendall Square's fertile tech ecosystem.
And somebody told me once, there's no place in the world that has a greater concentration of Nobel laureates than, Kendall Square. We really feel like right here we're in the thick of things.
Of course, innovation usually comes in smaller packages, even as small as a single person in a glorified phone booth.
Cambridge Innovation Center is, to our knowledge, the largest number of startups under one roof anywhere in the world.
Tim Rowe runs the Cambridge Innovation Center, an entrepreneurial hothouse and home to 220 different companies, developing everything from new drugs to software to telecom and beyond.
We're kind of a microcosm of Kendall Square. In fact, some of the larger folks in Kendall Square started here. Google Inc. started as one person just down the hall on the right.
The Cambridge Innovation Center offers tenants first-rate infrastructure and meeting space, and as much room as needed, from single desks to entire floors.
We started out with 4 people in something that was about the size of a small closet, moved a couple of months later as we brought on a couple of other team members into a place that was about the size of a large closet, and have slowly moved into something that's more like a legitimate office.
Nabil Hyatt is founder and CEO of Conduit Labs. Its product, Loud Crowd, an interactive music, dance, and gaming site.
We think the internet is still a fairly lonely place sometimes, and so we build multiplayer games, things that you can do with friends that you either know already or friends to be.
Likewise, startups can be a lonely game. That's why Hyatt is so high on the Innovation Center.
There's something about the loneliness of starting a company when it's just a couple people in a dream, and no one else really believes what you're trying to do except for yourself. And trying to do that out of a garage or some random office is nothing like doing it around a bunch of other people that are also trying to do the exact same thing.
Tim Rowe traces Kendall Square's culture of innovation back to a single source, neighboring MIT.
And one of the things that means is that some of the brightest, most interesting people in the world from all over the world trek here every year.
And newcomers tend to need a place to call home. Enter Third Square Apartments, Archstone Kendall, and Watermark Cambridge, all brand new housing options.
There really weren't a lot of places to live, and clearly with this many people working here, there really was an opportunity to build something of high quality that would really fit in with the community around us.
Brian Dacey of Twining Properties, developers of Watermark Cambridge. He says the next year will see even more restaurants coming online, as well as health clubs and other amenities that augur well for a neighborhood on the upswing.
What's happening now is just the beginning. The promise of Kendall Square hasn't been attained yet, and I think there's a lot more to come.
And we've just learned that at the Watermark complex, after the turn of the year, actually there'll be 2 new restaurants opening up. One of them is Avu, a very popular restaurant in Somerville, which we understand is moving from that location to the Watermark complex. So they're getting a lot of hot new restaurants, places to go.
Yeah, and that's one that's highly rated by Zagat, so they're going to have high-end food there, too.
They need the restaurants, because one thing people do complain about is they don't have a full-service supermarket in Kendall Square. The only thing they feel like they're missing.
One of life's necessities. You cannot beat the price of wardrobe for $1 a pound. That story when Chronicle continues.